like to introduce you to Fred Olsen's beautiful ship, the Boudicca. I just got off an 8-day cruise to scenic Spain. It was wonderful. Now this is the Explorer Lounge. It's on the 9th deck, and it's a beautiful spot to just come and have a drink, relax, watch the world go by, listen to live music, and just have a wonderful time. Beautiful spot. Now, if you want to get outside and get some fresh air, there's a lovely area on the 9th deck where you can join, just have a lie down, or you can swim in the swimming pool or the hot tub. This is a card table area where you can play with your friends, backgammon or Scrabble or cards, leading to a lounge where you can have a beautiful cup of coffee and a library, which I really enjoyed. This was a nice area. The seats were super comfortable, and I used to order a cappuccino. Staff were great, always smiling, and we had a lovely chocolate selection as well. People came here a lot to just hang out with friends, talk, and have a nice walk around the deck. But then to come in and grab a book, everything travel to fiction, and just relax and enjoy themselves. More tables. I think this was card tables where you could have a little go at poker and no casinos. It's nothing like that. It's just very relaxed and informal. Again, another view of the lounge area, and I love those sofas. They were so comfortable. Now this is the Neptune Lounge. This is where all the entertainment took place in the evening, and it was everything from musicians to magicians, and just a great time. This was the British evening where they had little flags everywhere and people dressed up and just celebrated being British. It was a really lovely evening. Now this was an area that people loved to come to 24/7. There were coffee and tea, and you could just have a drink and sit down then with your book and your knitting or whatever you love to do, and just take it easy. This is another nice area, and the pictures and photography on the ship were amazing as well. Really restful and tasteful and interesting. It really was a beautiful boat. Now, the thing about the Boudicca is it's quite small, so you could get into the harbors, and you felt very much like you were part of a family. Eating. This is the Secret Garden restaurant. Informal, but very, very lovely. And you could have your breakfast, lunch, or dinner here. And it had kind of oriental feel. It was very nice. Now, this is the Four Seasons restaurant. A little bit more formal. And again, you could just choose this for your breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And, just people chose what they felt was nice. And this man was so sweet. The crew was always smiling and laughing and very, very making you feel welcome. It's a family experience. You feel like you're part of the Fred Olsen family, and I think that's what makes it unique. Now, there were also solo tables for solo travelers, which was wonderful, so you didn't have to feel alone. And anyway, if there was an empty seat, you could always sit down and join someone. Very friendly group of people. Now, this is the Tintagel restaurant. I love the colors in here. And again, it's a small but intimate, formal restaurant where you could sit down and enjoy your breakfast or dinner or lunch. Now, there's another one here called the Halligan Lam Restaurant, named after the Lost Gardens of Cornwall, and a nice space, very bright and airy. And again, the pictures just created an atmosphere where you could feel comfortable and enjoy the food, which I think I've said was amazing. I met the chef; he was really, really good, and took great pride in his food, and you could tell. This is a common sight, people just gazing out of the window, just having a look at the world going by. It was a very, very beautiful spot. This is a shop so that you could purchase some items, fashion, handbags, purses. Prices were very, very reasonable. I was pleasantly surprised about that, and happy that you could kind of indulge a little bit, and you didn't feel like you were having to make big purchasing decisions. It was lovely products, very tasteful. The jewelry was fantastic. They had lovely choices, scarves and hats, and people spent quite a bit of time in this central area where you could get assistance if you needed help. They took pictures of you along the way, and you could purchase those if you liked. And this is the area where you would come to get help if you needed it. Super comfy chairs, but you never had to wait because there was always someone there to help you. And if you had a question about your room or anything to do with customer service, there was always someone there to help. And again, always a smile, always a friendly wave, and they were really wonderful and helpful. The phone never rang more than once when I needed to call for something. There's an office here where you can look at other cruises that are coming up and plan your shore excursions, which in my opinion were really well executed, and there was an amazing choice. So this area was kind of the get-together area where people would come and talk and meet and plan the day's activities, and just if they had any questions at all, they could ask. Very, very central hub. Now this was up on the 8th deck. I took this picture because I really loved it. There was never anyone there, just because it was in a kind of a secret spot, and people used to enjoy coming up here. This is a little workout area where you could play. They had machines, and also they had a golf course. Now this is a view from the 8th deck overlooking. We were in port, and people were in the pool and sitting around the deck. And this is just kind of what you see. I mean, this is a beautiful example of the Boudicca and what it has to offer. Little bar up there too if you wanted to have a drink. And again, a very relaxing and just stimulating environment. Fred Olsen's a great company to put your trust in when you're cruising. I loved it. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our 60andMe YouTube channel and also visit our website. We are a strong and dynamic community of women over 60. We're challenging aging stereotypes, and every day we share fascinating stories, interesting questions, and great conversation.